ongoing operation to secure the last 8,000 hectares of the Maasai Mau forest continues in Narok County. People have been moving out with the Kenya Forest Service and the Kenya Wildlife Services officers leading patrols. Bridget Ngana joins us live with an update from Narok County. Bridget, what is it looking like this afternoon?
Well, today we decided to abandon the highlands where the operation is going on and come to assess the impact of the activities that are happening in the upper regions of Narok County. And right now I'm standing at the riverbed of the Mara River. This is a peculiar scene right now because the water levels are even below the average. We have seen a bridge here that is indicating the recommended water levels of this river, but right now it's rock, debris, and along the shores you could have a picture of where the water levels would be as at now, because this is the season for the wildebeest migration, the 8th wonder of the world that attracts millions and scores of tourists to Narok County to come and witness this natural phenomenon that has been renowned world over. But this is the scene here of the Mara River, a clear indication that the destruction of the Maasai Mau forest is having an impact on the livelihoods downstream. We do understand that the reason why the government is conducting this operation right now is to rescue 8,000 hectares of the Maasai Mau, a critical point because this is where the source of this Mara River, the forest of the Maasai Mau, is the source of the Mara River and the Ewasongiro River. The Amalo tributary goes forward and gives birth to the Ewasongiro River, but the source of the Maasai Mara River is where the operation is currently taking place. It did rain last night and we would expect a lot of overflow coming downstream right now, but you can see there is nothing much to see. The water levels are really down and the wildlife also are coming in and out. You can see across as some pans ahead, you can see that the riverbed is totally dry in some sections apart from this side of the river where they're just fully rocks. You can see the wildlife coming in to drink, and so this is an important lifeline not for the wildlife but for the people who depend on the Mara River. We do understand more than 10 million people downstream depend on the Mara River and other 12 rivers that feed into other water bodies in the country. But the operation continues. As at this morning, they're still doing their patrols. They're still following up on where people have left, just trying to ensure that people don't go back to their homes. Yesterday when we were there, we did see massive trees have been felled. Land has been cleared to give way for agricultural activities. There's a lot of food that has been left behind. There's cabbages, there's beans, there's potatoes, and so there was a lot of farming activities taking place in this area at the expense of the sources of the rivers that depend, or the many Kenyans depend on for livelihood. This is not just a source of water but also a key tourist income earning river because it is in one of the largest game reserves, the Maasai Mara National Reserve, and this is where the country also gets a lot of foreign income from the tourist activities that depend on this river. You can see that people can really walk across the river. This is, at this time, we do understand this water level will be above, even maybe somewhere coming towards almost my waist, so that also when the wildebeest migrate, you can see, or in previous pictures you've been able to see, they migrate when the water levels are pretty high and the crocodiles are there and the hippos are there. And it's also a river that promotes the cycle of life, not just for human beings, but also for the wildlife that do depend on this key river. We are here today just to see how best are people working towards ensuring that the upstream activities up in the Maasai Mau forest are going to help resuscitate this river. It is, according to the government, a lifeline for many people. We did also speak with the person in charge of this operation, the one who's conducting the forces that are just walking around to ensure that people don't go back to their homes. People also are heeding to this government directive, and he said it would be selfish for people to think that this is a target for some local communities here. We also had the governor of this county, Samuel, tonight talking about the leaders of this county are in control of the situation. He had a press briefing sometime on Friday and he said the Narok leaders are capable to handle the current situation, and he would like for the people or other leaders from other counties to exercise restraint because they will give a final take on what is really going on here. But people are moving out as at now and the operation continues.